Buenos Aires, Tokyo, Moscow, Bollywood. We New York City want it all. The plan is to stay up till the Nintendo Direct. The adherence to said plan is likely to fail, but hey, Nintendo Direct tomorrow, and it's an hour long. Hi, Mills! Boy, do I have fun stories to tell people today from today. Yeah, I was in the bathtub doing man stuff. Didn't even finish the man stuff, and I was chilling for like an hour, and then my cat decided to be locked in there with me and use the litter box in there, so I had to have my bath early. You can thank the cat for making me come here early. Technically late, but still. I take like an hour-long bath after I have my work week. It's a good way to stay refreshed. And also the feeling on my skin as it's all nice and refreshed is nice. Also take a shower before the bath. That way you're not soaking in your own filth. So, I'm heading home for. So let me open up Donkey Kong first, because we're doing Donkey Kong. Expand Dong. Kong, Dong, Dong. Kong. Yep, link it so I can check it. I need to check it. Today's goal is the CoCoNut Gun that fires in spurts. The CoCoNut Gun that fires in spurts. And if it shoots ya, it's gonna hurt. Okay. I got a YouTube channel right now. After I get Donkey Kong started, just because I think the stream needs some kind of music.
Okay.
There we go. I'm gonna start up music.
Donkey Kong.
Hey, let's all have a watch party at the Nintendo Direct in like, what, 6 hours. Okay. No.
Donkey Kong.
Why is that so weird? It's an hour long, so odds are there's gonna be 2 good things in it. And then at least 6 super phenomenal things. And then like 20 not phenomenal interesting things. I should turn that down so I don't wake up my dad, because he's gonna be quite mad. Okay. Alright, ow, that's...
Donkey Kong.
Remote, no. Sheesh. Everyone's gonna vote Kingdom Hearts 2. It's tied, but it's currently 67% Kingdom Hearts 2. You're in, like, the stretch of Kingdom Hearts 2, so you're not going to want to be not doing Kingdom Hearts 2, for lack of better words. So, oh.
Donkey Kong.
Okay, so today's story comes from my Hodunk. Okay, we're back. Okay, so today's story comes from me getting off of work, talking to a cute girl my brother knows. And I pick him up from work. So I pick him up from work when, like, I'm his driver essentially. I picked him up from work, and then we're heading home, and it's just a normal, average, everyday day with average, everyday day stuff. Yep, I voted in it. The background, my elder brother is a Marine sniper. I'm sure you can guess what I voted for. I already need to shape again. Yeah. Fun times. Anyway. Fun times that my brother is he does that kind of stuff, or did that kind of stuff and can be reacted or whatever. Anyway. He's military, so he has certain things that he does. And, one of those things is securing locations that have issues going on in them. Like, if we see a bunch of police cars in an area, he wants to go take a look at them just because, like... Oh, he thinks that he was martyred. That he was intentionally silenced because of the way that the shot was as professional a shot as possible. Yeah, I obtained a thing. Item melon slice. Actually, that was aerial sweep. That's good for Kingdom Hearts. Wow. That's a good Kingdom Hearts item. Okay, so for some reason in my stream it's weird because the actual window, because I have an HDR TV, the actual window that I'm playing on and so the actual window I'm playing on is pitch black for some reason outside of the character. The actual stream image has like slightly higher brightness, so I can actually see what I'm doing. Which makes no sense to me. We got a lot of stuff from elsewhere. It is, because not only is it dark, it's mirrored. So anyway, he's a military person, so he does stuff where if he sees like an accident or something, he stops and helps because he helps people. Anyway, so what he ends up doing is we see a cop in the middle of the street blocking traffic with their car, and directing everyone not to go down a certain road. So, of course, we look down that road, and I see, like, 9 cop cars, a bunch of tow trucks, a bunch of other flashing lights, and what basically looks like a major disaster area. And so I'm like, hey, do you want to go do your military thing and check that out? And he's like, yeah. And he goes and checks it out, and I'm sitting in my car waiting for him to get back from walking off. He doesn't have a working phone right now, and he's Puerto Rican. He does not come back. And then I get a call from my mom that he got home and wondered why I left the parking spot when I didn't leave the parking spot. I just left the lights off so I wasn't accidentally shining in someone else's house with my headlights, because it's a courtesy to do that. Anyway, so he ends up coming, I don't like the Funeral Dirge version of DK Isle. Creepy Castle at night? No. No! Thank you, Sonic. Is my bot even connected right now?
My favorite dance
It
movie
is.
is the Starfruit Octoshuffle. I'm hitting the movie after I eat a bunch of delicious chili dogs.
Fix that. There we go. Okay. Wait, I forgot to put on my monitoring thing. So anyway, then I come home after being ditched, because of course I would be ditched. Why wouldn't I? That's the thing. There is no light. This little spotlight over Donkey Kong, that is all the light we get. And also whenever we're in the cave, because caves are lit up for some reason. I still need to open up the spoiler log and find the CoCoNut Gun. Never. It's Kong in the Dark World. So anyway, he goes to the scene of all of those things, and so what do you think could have possibly caused there to be that many cops and tow trucks and ambulances and stuff in one area? In front of, like, in the residential area on the main road. Oh yeah, it's awesome with light, but it's also my favorite horror game, and it's almost October, so hey, spooky dark mode. Oh no! So, it turns out this little family there's like a family in a house. Their kids were stargazing on the porch while the parents were in the basement. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a Ford F-250 comes careening into their porch, almost killing them. Careening into, almost killing them. But then, like, it's part of the challenge. The point is not to be able to see where I'm going. Though, like I said, the, anyway. So anyway, turns out that this person in the Ford F-250 crashed into a tree, beached their car on a porch, hit the side of the house, tried to drive off from that, crashed into another thing, tried to drive off from that, crashed into a ComEd pole, tried to drive off from that, and then crashed into a brand new sign that a dealership just got. Just how drunk do you have to be to somehow crash into, like, 8 things and still run? Like, seriously. You plow through a tree, a light pole, a porch, the front of someone's house, the sign on a new sign on a dealership, and a bunch of other stuff. Like... How the hell do you manage to do that? This is a testament to the power of the Ford F-250. Where are you? What even is the gun called? Can't find the CoCoNut gun. Unfortunately, it's hardwired into it, as much as I regret the decision to do it. Oh, that's the point.
File select.
To be as confusing as possible.
Supply and destroy it. Sonic, you find the control room, okay?
This is lame. Why don't I have music? But I wanted music.
Bye-bye.
As long as you have one ring, you'll be okay.
It was
As
rock,
long as you
psychic,
have one ring,
or was
you'll
it
be
water?
okay.
Melon slice. I just guessed. I totally just guessed that. What are your predictions for tomorrow's Nintendo Direct?
This is the Ghost Train turntable. Move. This is the Ghost Train turntable. Move. This is the
I think
Ghost
there's
Train
also some Switch
turntable.
1 stuff.
Move. This is the Ghost Train turntable. Move.
Dinner.
This is the Ghost Train turntable. Move. This is the Ghost Train turntable.
Why did my controller die?
This is the Ghost Train turntable. Move. This is
It's
the
not even
Ghost
that
Train
it died.
turntable.
The game just
Move.
locked up. What?
File select.
I predict we'll get Bubsy 4D news.
I'll find the power supply and destroy it. Sonic, you find the control room, okay?
Actually, we're literally only there for one thing. So why am I worried about that?
As long as you have one ring, you'll be okay. Bye-bye!
I have to go through all those stupid traps again. Actually, we need music of some kind. 4, 7, 8.
Get as many rings as you can. Don't forget.
Oh, banana.
nipples, my nipples, my nipples, my nipples, my nipples.
Be careful not to fall.
I've got that, so that's good. One sec. Does 2 even have Jolly Roger Lagoon unlocked right now? It does not.
Be careful not to fall.
Oh, I got Prelude, which means I got a warp song. That's cool. Sonic, you've outlived your usefulness. Actually, first things first, I'll take this Chow Key. See what we got for Terra. Oh no, it's DeviantArt Sonic. I think I might as well get whatever I can right here. Yeah, I need it. Cheeto page.
There are quite a few special actions for both of them. Try mastering them all.
I've done strange things for some change, especially on dark corners. Hey, someone's gotta do it.
Mastering them all.
Was that Amy referencing her OnlyFans account?
I will protect the master.
There are quite a few special actions for both of them. Try mastering them all.
Hey, Abby, no need to bring that up. We all do some strange stuff. Someone even paid me $50 to smell my shoes.
What strange stuff has Ruth done and what strange stuff has Tails done? Bolero, why is there 2 warp songs in this pyramid, kid? Why is the camera fighting me right now?
inside your home. Is that it? I would say that's an invasion of privacy.
That one is always the easiest one to answer.
There are quite a few special actions for both of them. There are quite a few special actions for both of them. Try mastering them all.
You don't want to know what strange stuff I've done. Like for instance, one time I ordered a 12-piece chicken McNugget box and 13 nuggets were in there.
Mission 1 complete.
Does this mean that I'm a deserter now?
I'll find the power supply and destroy it. Sonic, you find the control room, okay?
Okay, so that unlocked absolutely nothing in Banjo Tooie. Turns out I needed this, so.
File select.
I'll find the power supply and destroy it. Sonic, you find the control room, okay?
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I have to fly and feed the totem pole in order to get to the... Actually, I don't have to do that. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything! But I have a CoCoNut gun. And it fires in spurts. It shoots ya. Pretty much. It's a blindfolded game. Oh, also remember, all the entrances are randomized, all the worlds are randomized, all the enemies are randomized, all the, everything is randomized that can be randomized. So why did I think that a loading zone would be the same exact thing I needed it to be? Why did I think that these guys... I can't climb anything either, by the way, because that ability is also randomized. Wait, this is Banjo too. I don't have infinite ammo. twice. I always get stuck at Creepy Castle. I think my record's 106. I don't know. When I was a kid, it creeped me out, that's why. Now as an adult, it's a fun level. I also need to find all the merchants. That is where Candy Kong is. And then you watched my Donkey Kong video, right? I'm still gonna say, I'm on the hill still, but this is a horror game. Stop horror game. Lurk mode will engage because I am not a horror person. Like, this is the least scary level in the game, honestly. Whoops. But you saw that. Candy Kong is on a mission to Ocarina of Time's Shadow Temple. I can attempt to do that, but the visuals and the audio... The visuals will be cut. But then again, I know a lot about that game already. Not enough to say I can play it confidently. But I know the basic plot. Yeah, I know that one. Look, I'm in Tails' favorite room in the game, probably. I don't know. Oh, come on, that should have been it. You'll see. I can get it to work. Might be easier with Diddy's hitbox. I'm sure you know the adage that Donkey Kong has no walls. Maybe. Maybe I'm trying to do that, maybe I'm not. You'll never know, SpongeBob.
You're trying to no-clip to the door, aren't you, Squidward?
Should be working. All the steps work. I thought. No, that should have been it. Maybe the randomizer patched it. He says as he does it. Okay. Realistically, what boss can we actually defeat if we can't throw barrels? Certainly not the Crystal Cage boss. We can't throw barrels here. On the bright side, we know what boss it is. Downside, we can't do anything here because we can't throw barrels. What kind of Kong are we that we can't throw barrels? You have disgraced the entire Kong lineage, Diddy Kong. Not yet. I haven't found any other level opening items. I want to do it so badly, though. Let's see. What? I already did that one, or did I not do that one already? Sure, I did that one already. Because Pterodactyl Land is open, and if I can get in there... then that would be good.
File select.
That is a mystery. Very likely this one.
I'll find the power supply and destroy it.
That Donkey Kong, we've run into a dead end, so I'm closing it. Almost that one.
explore.
Hey, with the Wastelands silo. Hi, Renegade. Mills just came to terms with the fact that I ended up, doing a thing regarding my ability to progress through these games. Or no, that block. Basically, Mills does not like that Donkey Kong 64 is in blackout mode, so, yeah. He really wants to have me, put the game, play Kingdom Hearts 2. What's this? Zero light? Much better. Everywhere that's outside is blackout. Basically, I erased the sun. Oh, comfy. Tails head pillow. Don't forget, it's not just dark, it's also reversed. So I can't feel my way through it with familiarity because I made everything pitch black and randomized the direction that things face. Look at all those glorious checks to do! Oh my god, my thing is covered in green dots. Second chance for Sora! Hell yeah! Glad it was early. Literature traps and trivia traps. The trickiest of traps. Slot machines suck. Oh, Requiem of Spirit. Wonder Wing! It's a randomizer. Of course, I'm gonna make them harder, because I've played so many of these. It's like the Spice Game episode of Teen Titans Go. You start with stuff like simple jalapenos, and then you go on to stuff that's not simple jalapenos. Not just yet. It's only on habanero. Why do I get the feeling that's not the thing I was supposed to collect? Actually, yeah, this would definitely be more equivalent to Carolina Reapers soon. And not on the Ghost Peppers yet. Okay, Ghost Pepper difficulty is what I would call this. Wait, I can't even climb. What am I thinking? Membership card. Terry's Nest. Hello, Cloud Cuckoo Land. And also Minji Django, aka my grenade target. Yep, sunlocking Minji Django. Arigasen, Minji Django. Such a created boss. Treasure chart 17! Oh god, now I'm gonna find treasure charts, aren't I? Well, it might be something. Yeah, I've tried to do that, but I haven't been able to pull it off. Maybe this time I will. Banana Fairy! Banana ring, 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 banana phone. Not by here, Groggy. I'm pretty sure the favorite kid of Tails is Groggy. Probably thinks his neglect is adorable. Look at that number, 422. A few days ago. I released another short that got a few thousand views. This one was just a loop of the cat from K-pop Demon, of the tiger from K-pop Demon Hunters. That he has, I greatly appreciate it. No scope! Yep. So that's where you've been. Naughty Renegade working when I'm streaming. Just kidding. Always make sure you have your lemonade. Pink lemonade for the win. Doesn't look pink on the camera though. Pink lemonade. So refreshing and cool on my face. Sometimes you just want a cold object on your face. I know the feeling. I did casino security for 2 years. It was the most stifling experience ever. Like, you had to be made for it. the door. The most boring room in the casino. Picto box for Wind Waker. We just unlocked a lot more stuff in Wind Waker. Oh, it was rough. Everyone hated me there. Do you think people will actually pay for that? Sounds like it'd be fun. Yep, they were supposed to be unrandomized, but like... No, I do not currently possess anything painful to eat, sadly. But now I'm starting to think I should stock up on painful things to eat. Let's start. Ooh, Samus got the bomb. Now I can do stuff. And Sora got Trinity Limit. What, I wanted a beating! Threats are useless to me. That's also useless to me. There we go. Oh god. I probably can still top that on tooth pain though. Ever having a tooth pain competition? Try having an exposed nerve on a molar for a few months. Ooh, bongos! I got bongos! Yeah. That was not a fun time. Six brace, or I don't have 6 pulled teeth, but I do have the experience of a pulled molar that had an exposed nerve that had been being ripped out of it anytime I licked it. Compared to the pain I felt... Compared to the pain I felt whenever my molar... Phantom pain! Metal Gear 5! Dr. Fender from Fairly Odd Parents, the one with the shiniest and biggest of teeth. That's a little chase sequence. Ooh, that's not a fun one. That's one of the reasons why I expressly made sure I wasn't in school sports. Because injuries like that are bad. Very, very bad. Why am I blessed with the curse of being able to visualize all 5 senses? Ugh. My brain is going AWOL with my ability to envision my senses. Right now I can feel a tooth being yanked out and dangling by a nerve where there is no longer a tooth. I wonder if I can project pain into the air. I like to think of the, that one copy thing or the one copy pasta that went kind of viral. Because there was that one time where there was that one meme where it was like, close your eyes and visualize an apple, and it was like, 1, you get a perfect apple, 5, you get nothing. No, not creepypasta. According to this, banjo tooie lacks anything else to do. E. Let's double check our friends in Kingdom Hearts 2 and see if we got more stuff we can do. Loo, I got some apples. Loo, you got some too. Hey Mills, you're gonna enjoy this. We got the member card. But yeah, the meme where you visualize an apple. You guys don't remember that one? Silly renegade. That's the kind of thing Ed would say. Okay, so I got the thing. Okay, so I got the meme up. Kingdom Hearts just crashed. What? That should not do that. I know I have more RAM than that. Okay. Ugh. Okay, so. Um. Display capture. Where is my display capture? There it is. Trippy effect. It's this. Visualize an apple. Which number are you? No, I have not. But this isn't a creepypasta or a copypasta, it's a meme. If you could describe my number, what do you think my number would be? What would you say my number on the aphantasia test is? I would describe mine as a 0, actually. Because not only can I visualize the apple visually, I can also visualize the taste of the apple. I can visualize the sounds it makes when you crunch into it with your teeth, the pressure it feels on my jaw, the weight of the apple in my hand, the smooth, waxy texture of the shellac on the outside of the apple. Like I said, I can also visualize the taste. That one was mealy. Devoid of flavor. It was like a bit sweet, but it wasn't too sweet. Imaginary apples. A staple diet. Yeah, that's a creepy pasta, not a happy pasta. But subjectively good for the discussion to have on Halloween. What have we got here? Oh, I have one of these, but by the way, I have this Keyblade IRL. That lion charm on the end is very, sounds like Campbell Toad. I am actually the least fan of horror you'll ever meet. Because I grew up in a haunted house, and horror begets horror. So the main way to keep out of the affairs of the Fae and ghosts and stuff like that is to not watch it.
No. Once again, Jack.
Once again, it crashed. Weird. In between. We eventually concluded that the ghost was the deceased, was like... The ghost hated women, and apparently was an old man who would appear and ask why we were in his house occasionally. There would be a sound of crying in the basement. There was all sorts of unexplained happenstances, including one time the house tried to lock us in after we've discovered the mystery. But we eventually discovered that the that the patio, or that they probably the previous occupant, the wife murdered the husband and buried him under the patio. And there's some other things about it that were kind of even more interesting, about the fact that we used to be very devoutly Christian and do all sorts of church stuff, and one time we had what was dubbed the God Squad over, and they didn't get told anything about the weird occurrences going on. And what ended up happening was they were in the basement one day for like a meeting, and they just pointed to the door and said, "That's where the evil is, in the laundry room." My brother also got footage of them as well, but didn't believe himself after they watched it. One time I fell off a countertop and the ghost caught me. Got me splitting my head open.
Once again, Jack.
They liked me, but they also possessed me to try and murder my family occasionally. with golf clubs and butcher names.
Blast you to bits!
There.
So we're talking basically Insidious. I grew up with Insidious.
Once again,
No, we moved far away.
Yeah.
blast you to bits!
Yeah.
Can't be normal salt, has to be specialized salt. Get in touch with your mind's eye, it helps you with a lot of things. But also, they really don't do much. Their presence is just very unnerving.
Once again, Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, you notice them and feel their presence, but it really depends a lot
Yeah.
on the number of factors. Like, are they vengeful?
Yeah. Yeah.
Once again, Jack.
Get out of the shadows, Barbosa. Yep.
Did you miss me?
Not having cure sucks. Yep. Spiritual awareness is a fun thing to train. It helps to watch anime, oddly enough, because their meditation techniques actually work. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. It's the kind of place. It's a bar, so of course it's gonna have ghosts. Probably monster victims, most likely. Like good old Tony Two Shoes. Tony's put it over.
Once again, Jack. Care to try a taste of this?
And most of them are just harmless and confused.
Once again, Jack. Blast you to bits! Once again, Jack.
Some kind
Let's
of
go.
need of a pirate, eh?
Take this. Okay.
Come out! Care to try a taste of this?
But yeah, the main reason I avoid scary movies and horror is because somehow that brings it to you. The
Once
tracks.
again, Jack.
Yes. Yes, he is.
Blast you to bits!
All the Kingdom Hearts original content is Disney.
Blast you to bits! Blast you to bits!
Especially American Horror Story. My dead dog came back from that one. Curse you, send what escort mission? See? Like I said, horror begets horror.
Now let. Once again, Jack.
In fact, one time we banned it in our household and someone still watched it anyway, and we found out about it because paranormal happenstance started happening again.
It's over.
Blast you to bits!
Okay.
Come out! Blast you to bits! Once again,
Captain,
So kind of
let's
you.
go.
In need of a pirate, eh?
Take this.
care to try a piece of this?
This is it. Yeah.
Care to try a taste of this?
Yeah. It's over.
Better be the way it ends.
Chess.
We better get the whole Kingdom Hearts series.
This ain't over.
Now we can go here. And we're way overpowered now, so... Okay. That's amazing.
Huh.
I think if he may have either fallen asleep or disappeared. I think it is just you. Even the account I use to monitor these things isn't showing up for some reason.
Yeah.
The data thing got it. By the way, Mills, you missed all of these chests in your playthrough. They have potions, AP boosts, and drive recoveries in them. Yes, Hocus Pocus and Halloween, Hocus Pocus, Nightmare Before Christmas, those things are good. It's horror movies that I don't do. I can do Halloween just fine. Kooky Halloween movies count, but movies with bloodshed, death, violence, gore, and scary, like, viscerally terrifying movies are the ones that cannot be done. Or viscerally terrifying games. So, no Resident Evil, no Dead Space, no... There's a lot of things on my no list. Love how it's obvious which house is Merlin's. I don't know those ones. Hey, the jet engine. It's entirely useless in this game. I also just really, I use media as escape, and I'd rather not escape into another nightmare as opposed to escaping into something more pleasant. Like, there are certain episodes of cartoons I won't watch. I love Courage the Cowardly Dog, but there's 2 episodes of Courage the Cowardly Dog that I don't play. And that is Night of the Weremole and Windmill Vandals.
Here goes! Here goes! Here goes!
Love me some Magna Burst. And I don't do mystery, thriller, horror.
The Keyblade. A true...
It's not that they're bad episodes, it's more so that they're too creepy. Like, Windmill Vandals gave me nightmares as a kid. I don't think it gave me nightmares, actually. I think I just really did not like it, but it wasn't the Windmill Vandals themselves that terrified me. Oh, looks like Nils missed all the Kingdom Heartsing. Sorry, Nils. That's all the Kingdom Hearts we got for now. It's time for us to go play some Metroid. Because with the bombs, we can get a lot of stuff. But anyway, no. For Windmill Vandals, it wasn't the actual Windmill Vandals that did it for me. It was the fact that the windmill had runes on it that turned into the man and kept the Windmill Vandals at bay posthumously. How is it that I wasn't scared by King Ramses, the violin girl, or the weird trumpet thing from Imperfect? Like, all the CG stuff I didn't get terrified by. It had to be the random weremole and the other things. Had to be the weremole and the Vikings. Hey. What? That and also Cat's Hotel. Cat's Hotel also scared me. But then again, I was also afraid of spiders, so... I don't even know what that scene is. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, you can't just say it like that. It's... Watching that episode made me feel... naughty. The King of Flan episode made me feel naughty. The King of Flan episode made me feel naughty. As did the one with the giant carrot. My tastes are weird. Naughty. I have to be sitting up to do that. Bush abound in beard bouquet. Blah 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 blah. That's on the say that I got naughty. Excuse me. And it took me until like a few years ago to understand that it was an allegory for a serial killer. By the way, what do you think made me feel naughty about the King of Flan episode? And then I got naughty. I've done this before. I can do it again. Maybe. Not the slot part. Well, it's definitely not the mind control aspect of it. Then there's also... bounce under me nails. Land. It was more so courage at the end going, "That's showbiz!" after gorging himself on Flan because he and the person behind the scheme ended up brainwashed at the end. By relation, that means that the Kangaroo Monster episode also made me feel naughty. That one did it way better than the Flan one. It made no sense in the long run. But we did get Eustace being turned into a blob at the end. Because Courage suddenly randomly pulled a bunch of croissants out of hammer space to break the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, okay. Glad I don't have to be discreet about my interests in this channel. Though it's not the focus of it, though there are some people from my other areas of life that would want it to, but this is for me being more normal. And also fun. And social. Must be slick, must be slippery, must be smooth. Well, howdy, howdy, you, you. I can quote that show till the cows come home. Oh, I really want to sing my teeth in that cute little doggy. Who are you? Who am I? What's that? Trying to think of what my favorite episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog is that isn't based on the fact that I'm into what I'm into. Or a better way to say, I'm trying to think of an episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog I liked that was not... I wanted him to review the Windmill Vandals episode so badly, but he never did. He only reviewed Return the Slap or Suffer My Curse. The Manninghausen, King Ramsey. The Manninghausen, King Ramsey. The Manninghausen. Wasn't Mega Muriel the Magnificent, nor Muriel the Tornado, nor the one with the good doggy, sweet doggy, understanding doggy. Or the goose god loves a woman big and round. A goose god loves a woman, a goose god makes this sound. Oh, oh. Oh, oh. Trying to remember though. Favorite episode. Hello, Baloo, and how do you do? Must eat prongs in Timbuktu. Yankee Panky Smanky Boo. Kick him in the dishpan. Woo woo woo. Kick him in the dishpan. Woo woo woo. I hate that this is a sequence break. Then there's also the one broke. Bone, yes. Then there's also the one where they get infected by the alien virus. One with the weevil, but no. Can't put my finger on it, but I know I have a favorite episode that isn't about me being naughty. And I remember it was a later one. I think it was the beaver one that I liked. Oh yeah, it was the one with the beaver. I like the one with the beaver where nowhere gets flooded because he built a dam and then it's all generational trauma. I hate doing this jump. It wasn't that one. What one was it? I remember it's part of the one they played with the beaver. It's not the Nutcracker one with the rats. No, that one wasn't. It wasn't the Deer Avenger parody one. That was a different one. A deer's gotta do what a deer's gotta do. Oh wait, no, you're talking. No, that is a good one. Are you talking about the Nutcracker one being that one, or are you saying that the deer hunting one is possibly the one I was thinking of? I like that one because it's a Deer Avenger parody, and they've got a super cannon laser gun of death thing. Hell no. Hell no. So close! Oh, no, the Deer Hunter and the Nutcracker one are two different ones. The one where you... Oh! Oh, you're confusing it because Eustace gets a moose head stuck on him. There's the one with the forest where where he's hunting deer, and then the deer decides to strike back. I hate this jump! Did you see any of the Kingdom Hearts stuff we just did, Nils, or are you just coming back from a break? Because you missed Kingdom Hearts if you did. But we didn't really get anything from Kingdom Hearts. Welcome back. I beat Barbosa. Taco Tuesday on a Friday. What will they think of next? Oh, Renegade, I didn't tell you about the drunk driver disaster that happened down the street from me, did I? Oh no, I was not. The most egregious accident I had was a 55-mile-per-hour collision due to a brake failure. Anyway. PTSD. I hate being able to simulate my senses. I can feel like I've been thrown out of the car if I want to. Or whether I want to or not, even though I never felt that before, I can imagine it. Anyway. So I'm driving my brother home from work. And he is a Marine sniper. So I ended up, so we were going home, and then once we reached the intersection by our street, I did, but Renegade wasn't here. And so anyway, we're driving, and how do I only have one energy tank? Oh god, this is not going to be good. So, which AI did you end up with? I'm not doing the gauntlet. The gauntlet is too hard. Don't have enough help for the gauntlet. Go to Batrix. Batrix has all the stuff I'm doing. Streamlabs also possibly has that, but like, Batrix is the one with the AI voices. Also, it might be a premium feature. It's only like $3 a month, though. Worthy investment to make streams more interesting. Anyway, I just paid $9 for 3 months, so that worked. Ah, yes. So, the Tower of Dr. Jalas is also another one. What was I saying? So anyway, it's also 3 months of being able to speak as Sonic.
Do you realize how many chili dogs I can get with $9? That's like 3 chili dogs.
Personally, I'd say that the thing... That's actually a really good one. It's one of my favorite. Oh! Oh! The episode where everyone gets mean. And Courage ends up fluffy at the end. That's another good one. The list is way too long to list. Like, there's... It's a lot of lists. Suggest one and I can check if it exists. Mission to the Sun is also a good one. Let me double check. Don't know if I can add Cardi B. But I can add other famous people, like politicians, so I'm sure Cardi B might be on there. Things I do for my fans and community and friends. It's text to speech. Do. Let's find it. Well, apparently there's one from Up. Exclamation mark Cardi has been added. Mr. Nasty, you mean? That one is a lot easier to do than setting up an AI chatbot. The thing I still need to do is set up an interactive character for people to mess with. I have like a VTuber avatar, but that I can also interact with. Oh. Yes. Mascot interaction is the key. How? I don't know, throw things at it. Or have it react to chat stuff or something. Maybe give it treats or pets or something, I don't know. That is sentient being that would probably find it humiliating to be treated like a pet like that. Not sentient, sapient. Water. Yes. Oh, we already have that. Just hit exclamation point, or just do points. I enabled that last time, actually. I don't know what they are for yet, but we can gamble them. Like exclamation point roulette 1230 or something. Points at Renegade Gamer. And to be sure to include the at. I mean... like what Renegade Gamer did. Let me double check the command. Chatbot, loyalty, IO widgets. Activity, email combo, song request, raffles, Wheel of Fortune, Shadow Relay event labels, gold donations, gold likes, gold subscriber, gold members, subathons, spectator counter, AI text to speech, integrations, no. Minigames. Interaction. Chatbot. Why didn't it save? It should be on now. Let me fix that. Okay.
We got scammed.
You did not get scammed. The thing is just malfunctioning. I'm not going to run away to the hills with your points. Ooh, 8 votes for Resident Evil. Cool. Resident Evil. Cool. Oh god, that probably would have a voice for them, wouldn't it? God, that probably would have a voice for them, wouldn't it? Oh, it's because I didn't hit save changes. Duh, now they're in there. Okay. Okay, let's see. What was I doing? Oh, yeah.
Welcome to Starfruit Extreme, where the rules are made up and the points don't matter.
Let's see.
Starfruit told me I had points if I checked the closet. Then he locked me in there for weeks without food and water.
Why would I lock the chubby, adorable Fluffbuck copter in a closet without food or water? If anything, he'd be surrounded by more cake than he'd know what to do with. Let's see. Let's see if I can press the points button. Okay.
That's like when Mills Coolin told me to check the basement for chili dogs, then he locked me in a cage down there.
Zelda is not based off of Tails, but any of the sprite animations featuring him are a recolor of the Tails sprites from Sonic Advance. He was originally a Sonic fan character after watching these Sonic soap opera things with, like, the sprites that weren't animated, but it was, like, sprite comics and stuff. Anyway, made a self-insert character for one of those that was apparently Tails' long-lost younger brother. And then ended up eventually adapting him into an internet persona, and then his lore intensified when I watched. This time I got reincarnated as a slime to turn him into a evolved Chaos Chow, like Chaos Zero. Except he figured out how to shapeshift, so I could give him slime powers. Then he became an ancient chaos god that survived an end-of-the-world situation that wiped out the rest of the Sonic cast. and became the Guardians of the Chaos Emeralds, and has a cool sword and all sorts of fun stuff like that. I could give you a lore book the size of a Merriam-Webster's dictionary, probably, on the character and the cast of characters that were built around him. There's also a cynical, sarcastic, Kazooie-coded black cat named Raze, who is part Umbreon, can dive into shadows, is a graceful assassin that was an acrobat, and a bunch of other fun lore stuff like that, that was based loosely off of one of my friends at the time. Yeah, fun times. I think I have figured it out. Ironic considering lore-wise he's a child that Tails raised. Sonic fan characters can get complicated. Hey, I'm working on it. He will eventually have his own AI voice, like Doug's voice to chess thing. He will have his own personality and be interactable soon enough. First things first, though, I've got to come up with $4,000 by the end of September in order to help pay off the property taxes so that my mom will let me actually spend money on things that are not property taxes. Currently, our savings efforts have been very much met with massive resistance from everything. Namely, random shut-off notice and stuff. The question now is, what kind of furry videos are we talking about? Because generic furry videos don't do it. They have to be a specific flavor.
Have no shame about my interests. Fat or chubby chicks are just aesthetically no.
That took forever for Tails to say. He has no shame about his interests, though. Where does this go? Red Brinstar. We don't want to be in Red Brinstar. Red Brinstar can't really do anything in Red Brinstar. But now we know where Red Brinstar is, so that's good. Sometimes I question my furriness. I am stuck in a one-way area. No! Ice trap.
Objected to at least 100 furry videos.
Typically, they do quite the opposite of hurting others. In fact, I've seen them swarm criminals and stop them and bring them to justice. And they also host lots of charity events and help pretty much a lot of things. They're also apparently a large chunk of the IT community, which means that without furries, the internet would break in about 2 seconds. But then again, does that mean they're hurting anyone if they're making the thing that allows us to hurt each other so easily nowadays still work? Well, now I need the ice beam to escape. Of course, why wouldn't I need a beam I don't have? They also have an absurd amount of money for fursuits and tanks, actually. Gold banana! Bam. Fake wall. Typically about $2,000, I think, from some of the lesser-known makers. I know how to make one. They're just very involved to make. Hit the side poppers. Yay! Now there's chat levels. It works. Your points should work now. Another golden banana. They're supposed to be. There's a large swath of them that is always trying to make themselves be as pure as possible for mainstream people, but there's always a civil war in the furry community for some reason, usually over ousting evil from our community and a bunch of other stuff. But, like, it's also largely an industry that it serves its own purposes as far as, like, I don't have an answer to the why, honestly. You take a bunch of internet outcasts that are considered degenerates by normal society, give them a place to be themselves, and what do you think you end up with? Especially considering that it's also a heavily art-based community. Oh no, we're pretty good at ousting those. The problem is that it's also a heavily LGBTQ community, and there's been right-wing psyops from 4chan to try and make false fire things so that we kill each other over drama like that. Of course they make that the mainstream. Of course the mainstream's opinions on furries is some kind of weird sex cult. A weird, dangerous sex cult. But that also makes it so that people end up being a weird, dangerous sex cult sometimes, but it's not exactly a weird, dangerous sex cult. I'm on the side of keeping... Yeah, they are. There are plenty of straight furries. The issue comes from people who hate the LGBTQ community trying to be furries at the same time. And also the confluence of people wanting to go after the LGBTQ community and then targeting the furry community for it because it's an easy target or something. It's just a largely safe space for pretty much everyone. Of course, like I said, there are... I don't know if I'd have anything to gain from going to a modern furry convention. Most of it's just networking and stuff, and I already am more of a friendless loser than most of them, so I don't know if I'd actually have fun. Especially considering my hot takes on art. Yes. I'm talking about inside of the community itself. I have a fun... Basically, over the past, like, decade since graduating high school, I have built a little group of tight-knit, good people that I interact with and enjoy the company of. And that includes you, Renegade, The Shining Gamer, Ibanavi whenever he shows up for stuff. Cloudy when he shows up for stuff. In fact, they're furry that I have a 1,000 plus page. Nope, you all just know me through that Donkey Kong video and 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. We have fun playing things. That's all I care about. Okay, So I need to go this way. Oh, I can blow this up. Yep. Joe Bros definitely is awesome. It's all about the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. But yeah, no, I have too many hot takes on art, apparently, so... That, and apparently it's not a good idea to tell adults to not try and push a minor to suicide just for drawing fat Charizards. That's the hot take. Telling people not to bully kids because it puts targets on their back, because if you're an outcast online, it makes you super vulnerable, but people will tell you, oh no, you're fine. I was actually a victim of such people at one point. The lasting psychological scars from that are kind of weird. That, and also, I don't view art as, like... I feel like I've seen him before. But, like... pretty much what you would think would make people freak out. And it's like... yeah. The problem comes from the fact that a lot of those cartoon characters are video game characters we grew up with, and ergo minors. Which is a huge no-no in the community. And that's understandable. You're not supposed to sexualize minors. In fact, we're really good at ousting the people who do. My problem is that as someone who has a neurodivergent way of thinking... my problem is, as someone with a neurodivergent brain and thinking this way, I think more about the puppeteer than the puppets. Because they're not drawing that. They're depicting them... it's like a puppet show. Art's a weird... My weird hot take is that art is just a puppet show. And the puppeteer in the puppet show is what matters more than the puppets. Like, if it's a little kid in the puppet show depicting the puppets having sex, then that's problematic, because then there's kids drawing porn. Which can endanger them really easily. If it's adults being weirdos about their interests and having, like, weird interests and fantasies with themselves, or depicting themselves as such in their puppet shows, then it's just, like, a puppet show. It's not worth ruining people's lives over, because a lot of people don't condone that stuff IRL despite drawing it. The problem then becomes, how do you define a kid? Which is my least favorite problem to have to deal with. Oh yeah, no, they do. I am a scapegoat in whatever community I end up in, and tend to be a stepping stone for people for some reason. Oh, we're in Norfair now. Can we even get anything here? But yeah, like I said, the problem... Thank you. The problem then becomes, how do you define said thing when you're not dealing with humans? Because last I checked, most animals don't live longer than, like, 5 years or 10 years. And there's that episode of Thundercats reboot in which you had that one species that lives their entire life in a day. In fact, I've taken up the fun hobby of trying to piss off the Puritans as much as possible. Because art cops... That's the weird thing about it. How do you determine the age? Is it the age of the character? Is it the age of their species? Is it the age of when the character was created? Is it the age of the person who controls or voices the character? It just becomes very much gray area for my neurodivergent, must have an explanation for everything that makes sense brain. Exactly. One of the person who does my emojis actually is a big fan of drawing Sonic art like that. In fact, that's how I found their style, is through the fact that they had a really good, cute style in one of the comics I saw. And I was like, dude, we need to collaborate. And then 3 years later, we decided, hey, I want you to make emotes for me. Yep. Though this is technically the 8th version of him, I have like 9... Like, he's had like 9 different revisions, and this is his current revision. And this is just Zelda in his style. Their style is pretty much a really cute and awesome Sonic style. I guess we're stuck in Norfair until I get the Ice Beam. Hopefully the Ice Beam is not somewhere inaccessible. And to think, I have this character all because I decided to draw him in middle school. Which one? Like, which community are we talking about that exiled me? That list has, like... Actually, that's not a long list at all. As far as that one... Oh, yeah. So basically the furry community at large, but not really the entire furry community, just the prudes and Puritans. Run! I guess we're done in Metroid for now, even though I should be able to get stuff. Oops. But yeah, not exactly exiled from it, but like, my hot takes got me a bunch of spite in the, furry community to some extent. Because seriously, how is thinking that art is just a puppet show and the important thing is the puppeteers, not the actual puppets, not common sense? And not wanting people to fight and kill each other over things like that. Anyway, I love knowing how to do this, because I don't need the high jump boots to go anywhere! Haha! Oh yeah, exactly, which is why I now have an extensive catalog of fun stuff I have drawn just to spite the Puritans. Because I don't like the Puritans that are always like, dude, we should make everything that's not vanilla into something explicit and throw in the dick folder. That's probably how they talk, too. I'm not sure you want to, but I can show it to you. You got some weird stuff. I will show it to you eventually, but not tonight. And when I do show it, it's going to be in a curated way that I'm not doxing myself. And by not doxing myself, I mean not connecting my account here to any of my other stuff there. It's kind of an interesting subject to deal with. Actually, heck, let's do it. I have downloaded my whole gallery when I thought that For Affinity was going to destroy certain things. Because, like... Now I'll just do it here. I'll show some of the stuff that people have drawn for me and some of the stuff I've drawn for others, because it's fun to show off the art. I might as well embrace the weirdness since I found a community that accepts me somewhat more than any of the other communities I've been in so far. And I like that. I need to get a new D drive. My D drive is full. Okay, people, this is the part of the archive where I tell you if you are not interested in large cartoon animals to look away until I press the one button. I will tell you when to look back if you are one of those people who is a wimp. I have an entire furry folder. I also have an art folder. I forget which one is which. Okay, it's the furry folder. Art, gallery. Let's see. Let's take a deep dive back into memory lane. This is a K rule that I... Oh, no, I mean, just... You'll see what I mean. This is a deep dive down to memory lane. I will focus more on the stuff that is interesting to me. I drew this K rule in about 5 minutes. Fine, we'll do full screen. Or something. Fine, we'll do it. We'll do full screen. Always open JPEGs and PNGs and that. This is a 5-minute sketch of King K. Rool. I can probably sketch way better than this right now. This is old. This is like from like 8 years ago. Now that I think about it. Here was the second revision of the Zelda design. This is Zelda 2.0. He only survived for about a day before I ended up switching out to other things. He survived for about a day. Don't need to draw attention to that one, or the waking sequences there, or the... No. His first depiction was Chonky. As a character here, that was my first debut in the world of furry stuff, except no one actually did anything with it. I did trades with a lot of people who were interested in the plus-size animals as well. This was the signature I put on my art because the fact that I could just say every letter of Zelda was there. Oh no, we're getting to that part. It's not that I got banned, it's more so that my interactions and hot takes got, like, this stuff is the tame stuff. This is all, like, old sketches that I drew when I traded with people when they first would follow me online. This was revision 3.0, I believe. He stopped being so much of a Sonic character and started having a more samurai aesthetic to him. And this is a depiction of him. This was my first ever digital piece. I did this piece as a coloring in of the other one. And then I decided to go back and do some... Here's a large Lucario that I drew for someone. Thick Lucario. Someone made me draw Hornet from Silksong. This was years ago, before Silksong even had any more announcements, like when it first got announced. We're still looking at large cartoon animals. People, look away if you're not interested in large cartoon animals. This was another digital thing. Someone did... I did this drawing for someone, and then they did this drawing of Zelda. Large cartoon animal, as I mentioned. This one was one of my magnum opuses. I always did a analog sketch before I did the actual digitizing. Where's another noteworthy and interesting one? Oh, this person was someone who made a bunch of, like... This guy made some really good comics. They have a different name now, but they still make some really good comics. I think that's Keeney Fox now, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, that pudgy thing. This is Zelda as a dragon. Oh no, I didn't get banned for the pet animals part. And I didn't get banned for any of that. My ban was because I told... Literally, my getting canceled online was because I told someone to stop telling... Or to, basically, so... Here's the big crux of my issue of what my hot take is. There was someone online who was drawing fat Charizards. And it was discovered that this person was 15. So the entirety of the adult furry community decided to come down on them like a Georgia thunderstorm and tell them to get the fuck out and stop drawing NSFW stuff, even though it was just fat Charizards. The problem with this is they are from a part of Brazil in which you are of age to do that stuff at 15. Meanwhile, somehow they're now imposing Western Eurocentric views upon that community and telling them, no, you grew up in a lie. You cannot draw fat Charizards until you're 18. So I told them, hey, stop bullying them. And then they're like, this dude's defending pedophilia, run! And the scarlet letter sticks. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's hilarious how much they can ruin things over. This was a Foxy the Pirate Fox that I drew for someone. I made an icon out of it for them. This was a Yoshi that ate the world. This is a redraw of the Yoshi that ate the world. This is someone that had just engorged themselves. I love it. This was a
You somehow found the most strange
digital
community
Umbreon, a pudgy digital
Congratulations,
Umbreon that I drew
Starfruit.
once. This would become the base for a new character that would appear in the Zelda canon at some point. But then I also redrew him to have better arms and chest stuff. And as you can see, my art at this point, with digitizing my stuff, had started to improve and become a little more quality. Oh, seriously? That's what you were thinking? Yeah, fair enough. You think, when you think furry, you think that automatically, probably. I am ace. I'm asexual, so that part does not appeal to me. It's the round part that appeals to me. Anyway, this was another one I did a trade with. Exactly! But the damage was done, and suddenly I had to call out post. I fought against it, got blocked by them, and then now most of my favorite artists have me blocked. And there's no way to circumvent that, because apparently it's a scarlet letter, and if I try to tell them, hey, this is not what happened, they go and be like, eh. This is the digital version of it. My first attempt at doing proper shading while actually doing a digital piece. This is a really good Zangoose, in my opinion. I think that they gave me this in exchange for it. This was another commission slash trade I got from someone. Someone else drew this for me. Fluffy Dragon 42. That was a good one. This was one of my favorite pieces they had sketched. In fact, now that I think about it, it looks like Susie, but this existed like years before Susie was even thought of in the heads of Toby Fox. Oh no, that's but yeah, I got the shading on this one and learned how to make things more 3D looking, gave it depth. Then I also did that with this one, which turned out I did the wrong character for that. Oh, don't worry, we're getting to the stuff that gets more cringy and interesting. It doesn't have cock, but it gets more intimate looking. This was a Christmas version of Zelda, because in the winter time he turns into a deer. A side effect of being a shapeshifter. Ooh, animation! Actually, it's not playing. Let's play the animation. How come I can't play that? Let's look at it in photos, just once. There will be butt cheeks. That was my first attempt at digital animation. It's the bouncing ball tutorial that Butch Hartman gave us when we watched Fairly Odd Parents on Nickelodeon. This one was not one of my better works. Someone made me draw a Katamari at one point. This was a lion that ended up getting digitally shaded like this. Hey, at least you got pendulous moves. This was an event piece from a day when I had an issue or a difficult time. This was also the preview for Zelda Form 4, or like version 4 or whatever. Or are we on version 5 now? One of those two. And then I did this sequence for someone as a trade. They made this, or I made this, and then they're enjoying their food. And then they realize that they have popped their button. A digital version of that bunny from earlier. I tried to replicate the style of the people that I am doing a trade with, because, of course, why wouldn't I? This was... So that sketch got me this, which was a birthday sketch, and also closer to Zelda version 4.5, I believe. And they enjoyed it greatly. The bunny I drew got me this. Continuing the red panda eating all the food, now his clothes are ripping. Now he is shoving whole roast pigs into his mouth. You asked for this slideshow of lovely art, so I must show it all to you. And then we've got him starting to eat the restaurant patrons, because why not Vor in there as well? Because once you outgrow the food, what else is there to eat? Yep, there's butt cheeks. Then he starts drinking directly from the soda compressor. Then he bursts from the restaurant. I feel like I'm doing an awkward vacation slideshow, and it's hilarious. Then he's eating a truck. And now he's eating the forest that was near the restaurant that he outgrew. Now he's looming over the city. Now he is eating the city. Come on, open up. Why aren't you opening? Did I open too many of them? Hey. Wait. Open with paint.net. Think I may have broken paint.net. One sec. Stupid bar. Hey. There we are. Close that one. Okay. There's an entire comic where Zelda meets Sonic and they have a battle that's lost media at this point because it's in a notebook somewhere. Now, unrealistically, he is eyeing the moon to eat the moon. Now he has eaten the moon and is eyeing the planet. Now he is contentedly floating in space, probably about to eat the sun. Who knows? And then here's the rest of their part of the trade, because originally it was supposed to be they draw 4 parts colored, I draw 4 parts colored, but I ended up accidentally drawing 12 parts uncolored in exchange for 4 parts colored. It was birthday art. This person hasn't blocked me. A lot of the people I'm showing have not blocked me. One of my icons, like so you know how I have, I had an icon at one point that I traded this drawing for. Originally it was, what was it? I drew a taco with 1 line. Exactly! People need to understand that my point of view is not so dangerous that you need to get rid of me. Or cringy. I just have a basic understanding of human psychology. I drew this cheeseburger with 1 line. This one was another trade. This was an attempt at showcasing Design 6.0! Upgraded! Yeah, it definitely is. And the worst part is I'm autistic, so trying to explain myself online... Yeah, we are making our own community. We can be ultra cringe. Unabashedly cringe. This was the first ever drawing of Zelda as a large chonky boy. And this was version 6's debut. Look at those cheeks. Yeah. We're badass. Exactly. Except for pedophiles, Nazis, and zoophiles. Those guys are not welcome, usually. Then again, I don't know if everyone is in agreement on that. You can never tell online anymore. Zelda casting magic as a 2-part comic. This was my first ever drawing of a fat thing that I turned into a digital thing. And it was Oshawott, a chubby Oshawott smashing a Pikachu to dust. Yeah, not fun. I think that's the cleaned up version. No, that's a different version of it. Behold! Version 1.0! The first ever sketch of Zelda that I preserved in digital time and space from 10 years ago. Maybe more than 10 years ago at this point. It's probably more like 16 years ago? 8th grade. I don't know how long ago that was. I think that was like 14 years ago. Anyway. Rotate. Let's rotate my canvas so people can see the glory of the original Sonic fan character. Look at it! It started... The first ever art of him was a sprite redraw of Sonic that I learned from a tutorial that is on an iPhone somewhere in who knows where. Deep in the bowels of somewhere. It's on an iPhone 3 somewhere. Yeah. Originally had this weird forward spiky hair thingy. Tried to figure out that one. Oh, no. And then he also is stronger than Knuckles, faster than Sonic. That wing pauldron is actually his wing. And able to fly because of the wing pauldron. A lot of funny things have been lost from his design over the course of the years. like the fact that he has claw weapons, typically. But he has always kept his sword, and the fact that he looks like a fox vaguely. His shoes and pants and shirt have changed drastically, though. Here is the first debut of Ray's, even though he wasn't actually debuted now. He doesn't have a name at this point. This is a redraw of my first ever digital piece, which was Oshawott using Slam. And then this is Oshawott using Slam. That poor Pikachu. And this is what the prototype Ray's design would be. Zelda used to have a blue vest and fingerless gloves. That was designed 5 or 6. Redesigned 5 or 6 there. Ignore this one. This is just a draw over of myself. Look at it. Look at it. This was me trying to announce a raffle. At this point, my art style was not the same art style that I use right now. My art style that I was using is this. Step 1, draw in pencil. Step 2, trace over the pencil with a marker. Step 3, take a picture of the marker. Step 4, use the marker with the magic wand and voila! You already have your line art already inked and all that stuff, and then you can draw things. This is a colored version of that one sketch I did. More caked up Zelda. And admit it, he does look good with the weight. And then we've got the flavors that I hated in food. At this point, I was trying to draw him more Fox-like and less Sonic-like. There's 50/50 milk dark chocolate, there's orange juice, there's mint gum mustard. I can't remember what the green one was. I think that was mint leaves, but it could also just be peas or green beans or whatever. You're keeping up, right? I haven't scared you off yet. This is me drawing Zelda in the style of Cuphead. I still like this one. Hell yes. I still love this one. I think I did good capturing the, Nice. I think I captured the style of Rubber Hose with that one pretty well. Then that was asking a favorite species build. That one, sometimes my art sucks, sometimes my art does not suck. This is a series of asking sketches, which is people asking me stuff. Whoops, that's the thumbnail. Okay. And like I said, my art varies in quality here. This is Zelda explaining the origins of his name, which are the most lazy name ever. I don't do scat or water sports. Nor do I do gas, really. It's all the chunky stuff. So, the fun thing, Vulpus zerda is the scientific name for fennec fox. But I see what you did there. Object 4 is another favorite. Because when you run out of food, why not eat the couch? It's art. You can do whatever the hell you want in it. This was a prototype reference of Ray's. The shading is horrible on this one because I did not know how to use dark ink. And then we've got Oh, MP3s. I published some of my music on Fur Affinity. I forgot about that. Which music is this, I wonder? Wait a minute. Surreal menu might be on here. I might have saved it. Yeah, I lucked out that my niche weird interests were just super tame to normal people. Only other people who are into the stuff I'm into find it even remotely spicy. Oh yeah, this is the Yoshi theme that I made for someone. They wanted me... So at one point I started doing trades where I would make a character theme for someone and then they would draw art in exchange for it. And this one was one that was a character, or a person who had a Yoshi character for their Sona. And they asked me to incorporate the Yoshi story theme into it, so... How's the volume on that? It's actually very, very much a self-esteem boost to actually have people say that. Thank you so much. Let's see. That's Ray's theme and it has the a circusy vibe to it, but also incorporates Lavender Town. Wonder if there's any other MP3s I missed. Surreal menu might be on here. I might be able to recover an unrecoverable file. Oh, this was my attempt at mixing up... Yep, I could. I wouldn't be opposed to it either, I just need to know which ones. I could easily draw that on my tablet. And it would probably only take, like, what, 30 minutes? This is when I first started playing with Ableton and figured out how to make MIDI music. Compared to the stuff I make now, it's a lot worse, but like... I feel like I can be mask off here. I like it. I like that I've cultivated a place that I can be mask off and that people have helped. Twilight Princess, Link, and Zelda crushing Twilight Princess Ganondorf under their gigantic booties, or bellies, or whatever. Okay, it could just be a fat Link and Zelda modding him and just jumping him. And doing both things. But this was my attempt at copying the style of Linkin Park. You can actually kind of hear in the end in there. At that point, you might as well just have Fat Midnight and Fat Wolf Link. Because I may be a fine appreciator of the larger things, but also I do understand how to use the trope effectively for storytelling, which we'll get to in a little bit. This just repeats like this for a little bit, so I want to find if I have Surreal Menu on this. No, this is just someone else's theme that I made, titled Another Theme. Closest thing to bondage ever on my channel is Foxy the Pirate Fox feeding Zelda while tied up cheese pizza. This is the thing. So when I said I got an icon for the drawing I did earlier of that one purple fox, it was this. For the longest time, my icon was this bit of the image. I used this as my profile picture for a lot of things. Of course, I mirrored it. By the way, this is my attempt at lo-fi. I think it turned out decent. More art that I got from a trade. This time, a piece with Raiz and Zelda together doing Raiz and Zelda stuff. I drew a sandwich being eaten by a lion. I liked the pairness that I was able to get on this one. And then I digitized it, and then, of course, because the line art being... This one is one of my favorite pieces of Zelda while he's fat, which is just adorable, and he looks like he got caught playing with his gut. As you can see, this version of him has the design 5 or 6 or whatever hairstyling and stuff like that, and he still has solid blue paws and solid blue hands and feet and solid blue ears. I also drew a Lucario doing cardio or yoga on the beach. That was a fun one. This is my favorite piece for depicting the dynamic between Raiz and Zelda, because Raiz is cynical, serious, kind of the Kazooie of the game, if there was a game, and Zelda is just like, I don't know how to describe him. Little gremlin that does gremlin-y things. I don't know. Like, think a combination of Vash the Stampede and, what was the other one? Vash the Stampede and Keyskate Urahara from, Bleach. Vash from Trigun and Keyskate from Bleach. Then came a time when I got to do participation in a community event. I still get to participate in some community events. But one of them was drawing fat Pokemon. We all collabed together to make a Pokedex where all of them were large. And I got Mudkip as one of my Pokemon, so Mudkip. Chonky Mudkip eating a fish. Or whatever Pokemon that fish would turn into eventually. I also got Ducklet, which, Chonky Ducklet. Lots of water types. Then I also got a Slacking, which I think I nailed the face on the Slacking really well. And then we've got my favorite one that I have done as far as shading and line art and all that stuff goes. A fat Larvitar that actually looks like Larvitar in the Ken Sugimori style. Look at it and gaze upon the fact that I mastered the shading of the Pokemon official art style. Skinny Snorlax. That's a meme in the community. But look at that shading on this. It looks like it's from a Pokemon card, doesn't it? Okay, I still have got Renegade. Hey, you might as well stay up for another, what, 3 hours and 40 minutes? That's the Nintendo Direct. You can stay up for 3 hours and 40 minutes. Yep. All of them that I did, I put their normal silhouette in there so that it could emphasize their sides. It's most likely Kingdom Hearts. You've got like 2 votes for Resident Evil, 9 votes for Kingdom Hearts at this point. This was another trade. This was when it started to be the origins of Zelda having white fur in their ears or something for some reason. This is them popping a vest. I also got Manaphy. Wow, I got a lot of water types. 3 of the Pokemon I got for the Fatty Dex were water types. Oh yeah, and then I also got this one right here, or Helioptile. This is a floral arrangement that I made. This is a floral arrangement I made with silk flowers that I still have in my garage somewhere. It turned out really nice, and it was a nice centerpiece to have for things. Because working in the floral department at Jewel Osco teaches you all sorts of flower things. Batterpea. Here was a comic sequence of a cat eating sandwiches. I'm getting fat. Here's a Ludicolo, which just looks like it's that weird art style from those fever trips that happen when, like that. I think JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I don't know why the art style turned out so weird. I also did an Abra, because of course Abra. Look at this Abra. It looks like an Abra, but fat. Flabra, if you will. He thinks he's a whaler. And now for some Kingdom Hearts-inspired stuff with a horribly drawn sword. Zelda, being involved with Chaos Emeralds, has a super form. Turns his cyan hair greenish spiky gold and makes him a bit more svelte and serious, and turns his outfit into that. I also did an alt of it that was orange for some reason. I don't know why I did it orange. What changes? This was the start of a comic I never actually got around to, in which Greninja and Lucario got into a battle of force-feeding each other their attacks. Yep, looks very Trunksy, honestly, now that I think about it. Thank you for catching that. This is from when I was raising quail for a month or two before I ended up rehoming them to a farm after finding out that quail are incredibly dirty creatures. But I hatched some quail from eggs once, and I had to draw it in a 4-panel comic in the style of that one Wind Waker official comic. This was me trying to get people to sub to my Patreon and a bunch of other stuff. Square Phoenix. I couldn't not make this joke when I thought of it, because Square Enix, Square Phoenix. Because I can do shit posting too. Saving that one because I flipped the image proper finally. Ray's in some sort of bondage situation, Incredibles style, as he's being force-fed. A draw over I did of someone who has a Sona that looks like Bowser. The original channel logo was Scratchcraft, because at one point I was doing Minecraft and scratch-off tickets. Channel history lesson there. This eventually became a G, and then I changed it to Stepford Gamer, because I was depressed at the time. And I was smiling through the depression. And then I changed it again to Starfruit Gaming, because Starfruit Gaming just rings off the tongue better. Ooh, here's my song when I got fired from PetSmart. I ended up making a song about it. Ignore my caterwauling, it's not the best.
I'd rather be dead than think of you again.
$5,000 on a $20 scratch off is my record. I'm going for more at one point sometime soon.
You show up in my face.
That was before work at Jewel. I revealed an edge and saw there was 1,000 on it, and then I was like, holy fucking shit. And then I was showing everyone, I won $1,000! And then they're like, you should scratch the rest of the ticket. And then I did and revealed 4 more $1,000 prizes on it, and I was like,
There is no way. Even now,
It was
I'm
a fun time.
thinking about that day.
The chorus is my favorite part of the song. Listen to this beat.
'Cause I wasn't
Freelance
hot.
music design is fun.
It was really bad. It made me want to say, I just want to let it go. I want to move on with my life. But this vision, all these memories are causing me such strife. And in the end,
And I think the most impressive part of the song is I did not do a script. I just ad-libbed into a mic over the beat that I made.
let it go.
And it's sort of inspired by Breaking the Habit by Linkin Park, but it's not exactly Breaking the Habit by Linkin Park.
All of these words inside my head, and all the words I wish I said. And all
How about you? Have you ever won big? And then when Fire Emblem Three Houses was released, I made this because after I played through it a lot, I thought that it was basically Naruto, Black Clover, My Hero Academia, the Harry Potter series,
And I just ruined this recording.
whatever that
But who
series
cares,
is.
because I don't know why I cannot see
I can't remember what that one
let
is.
it go.
In a Pot of Berserk, and that's what you get, Fire Emblem Three Houses. I need to play that game again. I loved it so much.
All of the things that
Only 20 on a $5
all
ticket.
of the time that I spent.
Here is a commission that I still owe someone after several years, but it was a free thing, so I don't owe them really, but like
I really want to let it go.
that was part of it. This was the first ever art of an Intellion that was drawn fat or 4. It was released as soon as the leak of the decks happened. Also, Intellion is a badass. It was also a joke as to why there were no Surskit and Gala.
All of the things that I had to watch
And then it got colorized.
and everything that was done to me was never fun.
Then it got colorized.
Let me let it go.
It was actually mostly a way to, one, be able to say I was the first one to draw Intellion King card, and two, also to display the powers of Intellion and why Intellion is a badass.
Let it go.
Followed by everyone hating Intellion when it first got revealed. So, Intellion is probably one of the coolest Pokemon designs I've ever seen. The freaking Spy Chameleon Flying Dragon Basilisk Lizard. It is supposed to be spindly, have weird limbs, proportions, and be an unrepentant badass. The smugness of this thing. I had one that I named Dimitri because I played Sly Cooper. And then someone basically decided to help me do an improved version of the thing. Their take on my idea was interesting. And then another Fat Intellion, because Fat Intellion supremacy. And now version... Okay, so this is version 6 of Zelda. He lost a lot of his fantasy elements, is now wearing a shirt and pants, and has white ear tips. There was a blank face. So anytime I see one of those things on social media that's like, draw this character's face, I put Bobo on there. Because Bobo's face is iconic enough to go anywhere. Bobochu. Behold Bobochu. Also live check. And this is my first Secret Santa. I participate in an annual Fat Fur Secret Santa, which is when I do most of my really in-depth drawing of stuff. I was just saying live check though because There's the number. It was at a 1 for a while, and now it's back at 3. Okay, that's good. So I drew that as a Secret Santa thing, and then I also composed music for the Secret Santa. Then here was someone who wanted me to do a draw over of them, but they wanted me to make their butt bigger. So I obliged and made them fatter. And then I made them even fatter. But they mostly wanted it for their butt. This was me being an Andrew Yang supporter. That guy got seriously, horribly done in by the DNC. This is another raffle. This is a raffle that I won. This is my first attempt at drawing sprite art of Zelda in his newer form. Looking back on it, this looks awkward. Awkward AF. Adorable, but awkward. I could have done so much better. What was this? Oh yeah. This was a 3D printed model of a fox that I did. My first ever attempt at doing a 3D printed model. And I decided to do a chunky fox, of course. It kind of does, now that I think about it. What's this one? Zoom in. I don't even know what this one is. Oh, there it is. That one is his more current. That's like a blend of version 6 and version 4. No, version 6 and version 3. That was a sprite animation I did of that. And now, a lovely annual tradition called Fatty-tober, in which we take the Inktober design and make it about weight gain. Because why not? Reyes was the unfortunate victim in this one. This one gets a bit creepier. Here he is enjoying his food. Here he is starting to show his weight gain. Here he is jogging to try and lose the weight that he has recently started to put on in an ill-fitting jumpsuit. Here's a butt shot as he's starting to outgrow the chair. Here's Zelda using his shape-shifting powers in a very creepy and mildly grapey way. What? Here's Reyes' underwear ripping. Here's Reyes trying to dive into the Shadow Realm where Zelda can't follow him because, of course, why not? It was a Halloween-themed thing. Of course, I made Zelda into a creepy character. Here was my first ever big commission where I paid someone to make art of Zelda. It was a your character here. And this is funny, but this influenced the artist very much after they did it. So it basically is a normal progression. And then Reyes is there with his cocksure grin, doing Reyes stuff. And then and then after some mild brainwashing and hypnosis, Reyes also ends up in on the fun for this one. And then Zelda eats him. And then he eats the fridge. And then he eats the furniture. And then it becomes something that was beyond the scope of your character here, because he eats the house. He has Chaos Emerald and ring print underwear. Here he is eating a neighborhood and being a blob while Reyes follows suit so he doesn't get eaten again. Even though he can always just escape into the Shadow Realm in order to not be food. Here he has been strapped to rockets and is about to be fired to the moon because he has become a nuisance to Earth and cannot be on Earth any longer with his appetite. Here he starts trying to swallow the moon. Here he has swallowed the moon. After I did that one, the artist became famous for drawing lunar and universal consumption in war and stuff like that. So they started getting more and more commissions to go planetary as opposed to staying small. And it changed a lot for them, and it was hilarious. Here's a colored version of the reindeer sketch from a while ago. Here is an actual rare, not fat thing. This was another Secret Santa. The next Secret Santa I did, which featured this dragon character. And they wanted to be a reindeer, pulling the sleigh. So I made them all dopey and happy, wearing reindeer antlers, the harness with the bells, put it in a snowstorm. And additionally, whenever I'm doing the Secret Santa, I also ask for a Christmas song that they like. Which, by the way, all this is stuff I composed. I composed and wrote all of this music. Let's see. Where is Deck the Halls? There it is. This music specifically accompanies this piece. And then this is birthday art I did for someone who is very famous, that you might actually know, because their art and their animations have millions of views online. Luke the Fatty Knight. They're famous for some of their more interesting and serious animations. This was me drawing the depiction of me trying on briefs instead of boxers at one point. Eventually switching to bikini bottoms because they felt good. They feel good in the summer. They're not as constricting or whatever. Here is an ace pride, or a biromantic aegosexual flag painted on a chonky Zelda. This is just the individual images of that one sequence. I then went back for that other sequence and got more images of Ray's showing him getting to his larger size. You're about to see the butt that you want. There's butt coming up. Yep, Ray's butt in the mirror. Commenting on why he thinks he looks good because the brainwashing pizza made him think that. And after he's eaten, this is him about to escape the bowels of Zelda, because of course, I had to have an internal shot of that. Ooh, here's a fun one where I use the trope in a different way that I need to still commission a follow-up on. This is around the time when Zelda got the white paws and white feet. So, this is a sumo sequence. He goes to a dojo, does sumo training. The lifestyle of a sumo wrestler is not an easy one. They go through hell daily in order to maintain their bodies. turns out the artist is not good at drawing wings. And then, just as he's about to go into the championship, unrealistically, the Mawashi belt will never actually rip or do anything like that, but it fell off somehow and he got disqualified. Which led to a sad ending where he had to abandon his dream, put all of his old clothes back on, but they don't fit anymore because he's now much more enormous. And then he drowns his sorrow in ice cream in a collapsed chair because he is a badass now. There's supposed to be a sequel where he rebounds, trains, gets back into shape, gets into the championship, wins, and becomes famous, and lives happily ever after, but I kind of was not the best at staying on top of the financing of this piece, so I don't know if the artist will accept that unless I make sure for a fact to have the money up front instead of financing it. And as mentioned, I need to still come up with $4,000 by October. Fun times. Okay. Oh, here's a story that I wrote. It's probably the violent one about tails or something. What the hell? Why is it what? I don't even know what that is. Here is another character I had fun drawing. They're known for being a stretchy superhero. What's this? Oh, that was my documentation of an AI dungeon thing. Here is another one of my Secret Santas. This one had this as the music. I basically just transcribed the song into Music Box. So, we got a Music Box. Feliz Navidad. In the actual final image, this is animated and the shadows dancing as the fire roars, and they're just cozy. Ah, we're getting into modern forms of Zelda. This is version 7, in which I started putting my actual outfit onto Zelda, which is typically black undershirt and black pants with a white hoodie or a red hoodie. It actually makes me look like Edward Elric when my hair is dyed, or Vash the Stampede. And then here's another Secret Santa, but it's them turning into a Christmas tree. I have managed to kill almost an hour and a half by doing this. Ah, here we go! This is the part where I started... So it is around this time that people started trying to get people to ban Sonic art and other things from being drawn plus size. So I started, out of spite, drawing these characters as in these situations just to piss off the Puritans that were constantly trying to throw fat things in the same folder as dicks. Because there are a lot of people who say, no, don't show this to anyone that is not an adult or whatever, because it is inappropriate, blah blah blah. Dude, it's just a fat fox. So I drew Chopper from One Piece, Chonky, playing on the Switch, with a soda hat, probably belonging to Smitty Werben Jagerman Jensen. And now here is the magnum opus of this whole thing. Well, the secondary magnum opus. This is the comic that I commissioned from the guy that did the icons before I got the icons from him. And I based it off of how my brother and his fiance would wear these matching onesies around Christmas time, and they were in reindeer costumes. So I had Chopper and Tails as college roommates wearing these adorable costumes. They would do the line art, I would do the shading, and I sucked at shading at this point. So, look at how adorable that is. It is so fucking cute. This style is so fucking cute. He is taking a sippy. Adorable. So yeah, they're just wearing pajamas. And then, because they're watching a movie about sumo, this is an awake check. Are you awake? I must do these wellness checks just to make sure that things are, it's a social anxiety thing, actually, Renegade. And so they decide to try and gorge themselves on food to become sumo wrestlers because they don't know the first thing about sumo wrestling. They just saw it in a movie and were like, let's become sumo wrestlers. Because they're geniuses, but they're naive. So they try to stop themselves, and they end up sick from it because, like, logical conclusion of trying to overeat without proper training or preparation, it sucks. It really, really sucks. And so, slightly chunkier from the feast, they decide to use this formula to solve all their problems. It is fun coloring this scene in. But look at those faces. Also, it should be noted that there were several months between each of these pictures. So the art styles evolved and improved over the course of the comic. Okay, I think we have reached the end of where I did all of my gallery stuff. Yeah, we've reached the end of the gallery that I downloaded on my computer, so to be continued when more people are here to watch it. Back to the gameplay. We should do Ocarina of Time next. So, how would you rate the gallery that you were just forcefully toured with? Thank you. That's better than them being called cringe or bad or problematic or dumb or anything of that caliber. I shall showcase more of it when Mills is here, because I think he would be mildly interested in seeing some of it too. Oh, I should probably hit the connect button instead of thinking that everything is fine when I haven't received a single thing yet. And by unexpected, I mean completely expected. Ugh. But yeah, that's some of the fun stuff. One of the things I want to have on this channel is the mascot. I want Zelda interactable, but I also want it so that he can be overfed if a bunch of things happen at once, causing him to become chonky temporarily. Like a virtual pet, they have to actually feed and water and take care of and make sure it doesn't explode or starve or whatever. I think I got the wallet first. Bolero, 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 bolero. Actually, there is still another thing I can show. Avert your eyes. Actually, wait a minute. I don't need to say avert your eyes. I can just turn the feed off until I find the thing. Beep. I've got more cringe or more interesting stuff to show you. What did the fox do? What the fox do? This was something I drew for a person who also another person who draws chonky Sonic stuff. They have a Sonic that they draw like this, so I drew their Sonic. This was Ventart I drew at one point, because I can't process my emotions properly, so I drew this. I dislike my learned passive trauma response. You want to see butt? Here's butt. This is page 13 of that comic that you only saw 4 pages of. Enjoy. Butt. Here is Zelda as Perfect Chaos, because of course he needs more super forms. Here is version 8.0, or 8.1, in which he's now got a more bovine face. The design is more cemented, the colors are cemented, and his powers are cemented as his current design. Here's him laying on a chonky chopper. This chopper. This is gift art I got from the artist that does my emotes because I got into a horrible car accident and they wanted to make me feel better. That's that. So, good. Oh, here is a fun one. I did that Fatty Sober thing with Rivali. Here's a squishy Rivali squishing his squishy squish cheeks. I really like how this one turned out. Because it's Rivali taking up Link's mantle and doing a Dark Link thing. You too. Catch me for the Nintendo Direct. Here's Chopper with his butt exposed. Okay, people who care not about seeing fat cartoon animals, tune back in now. We're back with Ocarina of Time. Wait, what? A market perk. Parry the market warp. Gerudo Fortress. That's a good warp to have. This is a warp to Zora River. Which can be construed as somewhat useful. Still no battle. Two market warps. Okay. Actually, I'm beat as well. Join me for the direct.